In the streets of Bangkok, everything looks alive. Luxury malls packed with tourists, neon lights glowing all night, supercars sliding past Buddhist temples. On the surface, Thailand looks like a country that made it. But hidden behind the beaches, behind the skyscrapers, behind the billions flowing in from tourism, there's a crisis quietly growing in the ground. A crisis so dangerous that economists believe it could trap Thailand for decades. Because Thailand is getting old before it ever got rich. And once a country enters that trap, escaping it becomes almost impossible. In 1960, Thailand was still a poor agricultural nation. Most people lived in villages. Rice farming dominated the economy. Millions of families survived on unstable incomes, while Bangkok remained one of the few developed parts of the country. Then came a military leader named Sarit Phanomrat. Sarit understood something many leaders in Southeast Asia didn't. Thailand couldn't stay isolated forever. So, during the Cold War, he pushed Thailand closer to the United States. American money, infrastructure projects, and military support started flowing into the country. Roads were built, ports expanded, factories appeared. And then came the real turning point: Japanese companies. After the Plaza Accord in 1985, Japan's currency became stronger, making production more expensive inside Japan. Companies like Toyota, Honda, and Sony began searching for cheaper places to manufacture products. Thailand became one of their favorite destinations. Labor was cheap, the government welcomed foreign investment, and Bangkok slowly transformed into an industrial powerhouse. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Thailand's economy was exploding. Growth rates reached nearly 18%. Skyscrapers rose across Bangkok almost overnight. Investors called Thailand the next. For ordinary people, it felt like the future had arrived. Farmers became factory workers. Rural families moved into cities. New highways, shopping centers, and financial districts appeared everywhere. But underneath that miracle, another story was quietly unfolding. Thailand's birth rate was collapsing. In the 1960s, Thai women had around 6 children on average. But by the 1990s, that number had fallen dramatically. Education improved. Urban living became expensive. Young people delayed marriage. Families got smaller. At first, nobody panicked. In fact, many experts celebrated it. Smaller families meant lower poverty rates and better living standards. Thailand was modernizing faster than expected. But demographics are like slow-moving earthquakes. You don't feel the damage immediately. Then came 1997, the Asian financial crisis. The Thai currency, the baht, suddenly collapsed after years of risky borrowing and speculative investments. International investors panicked. Banks failed. Businesses went bankrupt. Millions lost jobs almost overnight. The shocks spread across Asia like wildfire, and Thailand never fully recovered its momentum. While countries like South Korea moved aggressively into advanced technology, innovation, and global brands, Thailand stayed heavily dependent on tourism, manufacturing, and foreign companies. The country escaped poverty, but never truly became rich. Economists call this the middle income trap. Wages become too high to compete with poorer countries like Vietnam or Cambodia, but productivity and innovation remain too weak to compete with advanced economies like Japan or Germany. Thailand got stuck right in the middle, and then the aging crisis accelerated. Today, Thailand has one of the fastest aging populations in Asia. The fertility rate has fallen far below replacement level. In some years, deaths are beginning to outnumber births. Entire villages are now filled mostly with elderly residents. Young workers leave for Bangkok, leaving aging parents behind. Factories are already struggling to find labor. Businesses increasingly rely on migrant workers from Myanmar and Cambodia just to keep operations running. One man who has repeatedly warned about this future is Danin Cheravanant, one of Thailand's most powerful businessmen. He argues that without major investments in technology, education, and productivity, Thailand risks long-term economic decline. And the numbers are terrifying. Japan became old after becoming incredibly wealthy. South Korea reached advanced industrial status before its population sharply aged. Thailand didn't. Thailand is growing old while still carrying the economic structure of a middle-income country. That changes everything. An aging population means fewer workers paying taxes, while healthcare and pension costs explode. Economic growth slows. Consumption weakens. Innovation declines. Governments face impossible financial pressure. And unlike richer nations, Thailand has far less room for error. Today, tourists still flood the beaches of Phuket. Luxury hotels still rise across Bangkok. Night markets still glow with energy. But behind that image, the country is running against time. Because the real danger isn't visible in one single crisis. It's happening slowly, quietly. Year after year, a shrinking workforce, an aging society, and a stalled economy. And for Thailand, the biggest fear is no longer poverty. It's becoming old before ever becoming truly rich.